Hello Warriors fans, today I have for you 3 explosive Warriors news, so stay until the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel and leave your like and give your opinion in the comments. First news. Steve Kerr's honest statement after Warriors vs Spurs. Even though the Golden State Warriors were missing Steph Curry against the Spurs on Saturday night, their loss against the team without Victor Wembanyama was a bad one, especially with what's at stake. After the game, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr spoke openly about the loss. "It was tough," Coach Steve Kerr said. "We just never had any traction. I didn't feel like we had confidence or energy. Their pace and their movement bothered us. And then we had some breakdowns. It just felt like we were never really in the game." Without Steph Curry, and with Klay Thompson coming off the bench, the Warriors had to rely on their younger players more than ever. It was an experience that Steve Kerr knows will have its ups and downs. His starting lineup was Chris Paul, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, and Tracy Jackson-Davis. "We're playing a lot of young guys," Kerr said. "We started 2 of them. This is all part of it. You have to go through multiple seasons to really understand the different games that are going to happen. The different styles. The different emotional swings. All of that has to be experienced by young guys in order to develop and grow and understand how to win. So, yeah, it's all part of it." While it's great for younger players to experience growing pains, the Warriors also don't have much room for separation. Last night's loss against the Spurs put Golden State 1 game behind the Lakers for the 9th seed and 3.5 games behind the Sacramento Kings for the 6th seed. Second news. Injured Spurs outlast Warriors without Stephen Curry. Everyone available got playing time for the San Antonio Spurs as they defeated the Golden State Warriors 126-113, and everyone made the most of their minutes. Greg Popovich emptied the benches in the first quarter, and all 10 available Spurs saw the court. Devin Vassell and Victor Wembanyama did not play, but the Spurs were able to put forth a combined effort to dispatch the Warriors, who did not play superstar Steph Curry. Keldon Johnson led the way for the Spurs with 22 points, and Tre Jones dished out 10 assists with only 1 turnover, continuing his efforts as one of the most efficient passers in the league. While the Spurs had their postseason hopes dashed by the Sacramento Kings in their previous game, the Warriors, the 10th seed in the Western Conference, need to capitalize on every game. In all honesty, this game should have been a cakewalk for Golden State. Scoring efforts from Klay Thompson and Jonathan Kuminga made the game close down the stretch, but a dominating 20-point fourth-quarter lead by the Spurs was simply too much for Golden State to overcome. The Warriors managed to close their 20-point deficit to 11 points, but it was just too little, too late, as the Spurs reserves were able to power through. Dominic Barlow and Malaki Branham continued to play well, scoring 19 and 20 points, respectively. Barlow added 8 rebounds for good measure, suggesting that he can be a fixture of the Spurs as they continue to rebuild. With fresh wind in their sails, the Spurs will return home to have a rematch with the Warriors at the Frostbank Center on Monday. Third news. Klay Thompson's honest reaction to Spurs-Warriors game. On Saturday evening, the Golden State Warriors hosted the San Antonio Spurs at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Both teams played without their best players, as Steph Curry and Victor Wembanyama were both ruled out. The Spurs won by a score of 126-113, and Keldon Johnson led the way with 22 points and 11 rebounds. Klay Thompson led the Warriors with 27 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block while shooting 8/16 from the field and 5/10 from the three-point range in only 25 minutes of playing time. While the Warriors played without Curry, the Spurs are the worst team in the Western Conference, so it's a game they should have had on their home floor. With the victory, the Spurs improved to 14-50 in 64 games and snapped a 2-game losing streak. The Warriors dropped to 33-30 in 63 games, which has them as the 10th seed in the Western Conference. They are in the middle of a 2-game losing streak and have gone 6-4 over their last 10 games. Following Saturday's matchup, the Spurs will host the Warriors on Monday evening in San Antonio. Thompson is averaging 17.1 points, 3.4 rebounds and 2.2 assists per contest while shooting 42.3% from the field and 38.1% from the three-point range in 60 games, 51 starts.